Elizabeth, so nice to sit down with you and talk about this amazing series and certainly what you guys are doing here for season 3. Playing Mary Magdalene, talk about, I feel like this role in particular, people are just, I think, gravitating, women especially, I think, seeing this role and the relationship that she's having with Jesus. Talk about this role and kind of what stands out to you in really making this special.
She's such a flawed human. And I think that's why everyone is relating to her. I really do. I think she's not put together when we first meet her. She's a complete mess. She's dealing with PTSD. She's trying and struggling, but just has no idea how to do anything to get herself out of the sort of trauma loop, you know? And I think people can identify with that. And everyone has their own thing, you know? It's not all the same, but I think she's a really nice representation of what that looks like, even if it's just symbolic for some. And so, yeah, I mean, when I first booked it, I was connecting to that version of her. I was coming out of a depression, and I was like, oh, I know this feeling of despair. I know this feeling of like, I want something new. I want something happy in my life. I have no idea how to do it. Yeah. And everywhere it's sort of this dead end thing. And obviously it wasn't to the extent that she was in season 1, but I related to it, and I think everyone does. But I also, you know, there's this incredible turn for her where there's like a second chance. There's this whole new beginning of life for her after she meets Jesus, and it's so hopeful. And it says there's life after whatever past you have. You can be a completely different person. You can have a completely different life full of joy and love and compassion for others. And I feel like over this season she's like slowly trusting people again because of Jesus, and she's able to sort of open up her heart with others. And it's been beautiful to watch her mature and grow, and I feel like she's teaching me how to do this as well.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. I mean, has it been life-changing for you to really kind of dig deep in this? And I'd imagine, as you said, you know, if you've battled depression at all, and you know, I'd imagine, how could it not be life-changing?
I mean, I think I've even been resistant to it being life-changing, of like, no, it has been. I mean, in a variety of ways, too. It's not just, you know, the character, you know, changing and growing and inspiring me, but also just the response from fans. They're opening up to me. They're sharing their stories. They're saying, I'm relating to this, and also, like, I know that feeling of new beginnings and new life and joy and finding Jesus and finding love in this world. It feels so special just to be a part of, and to, you know, I feel like her character is for all of us, and it's moved me the same way it has moved the fans, you know. And it's the story that I think we need, is one of hope and of redemption.
I love when you think of the apostles, you know, I think the men is what you think of first, but I think there's just as much power in what Mary Magdalene was doing and helping, and in that scene. I mean, that's pretty powerful that you're able to kind of portray that.
Oh, it's and knowing where she, you know, at the end, she's the first to see him resurrected, and I mean, there's something incredibly powerful about Jesus's treatment of women, and how it's the same as with men, and he, you know, he doesn't see this difference. He just loves no matter who you are, and it's nice to be able to portray that. I also just love that, you know, they've written really smart female characters who are also emotionally, you know, have so much depth, and there are psychological complexities and whole backgrounds that are influencing, you know, how we feel, and they're rich characters that it's not just about, you know, in Hollywood it's like you have to look a certain way. It's about character, actual character in these characters. And I love that that's what The Chosen's choosing to portray,
Yeah.
not just like the women are standing by and serving food. Yes, we serve food sometimes, but like we have our own stories. And
Do you have a favorite kind of scene? Whether it's from season 3 or, from Mary Magdalene?
So many.
I know. It's like picking your favorite kid.
In season 2, I really loved the scene of coming back to the tent and speaking with Jesus, apologizing, and that was a really special scene. This season, I loved working with Amber. There's a longer scene, like a 10-minute scene with Mary and Tamar, and it's sort of there's tension between them growing up until that point, and then they sort of hash it out and share. Tamar shares trauma that Mary didn't know she had, and there's just this new understanding and new support of each other that I think is really sweet and almost like relatable as women, of like, I think a lot of the times we're not always upfront about how we're feeling, or we're too polite, or all these things, and it's a beautiful thing to show two women really supporting each other, and how our tensions can sometimes be opportunities to reveal what we've gone through.
Last question. I feel like the one of the most anticipated scenes that people are talking is the feeding of the 5,000. I just wanted to kind of get your take on how all of that went.
I don't know, because I wasn't there. I saw photos and videos of it. It looked incredible. I mean, I know it was really hot for everyone, so I know it was a challenge. But there are so many scenes in this season that I read that I wasn't on set for, or wasn't in. So this season specifically, I cannot wait to just watch myself. Like I really, there's stuff that I can't wait to see how they did it.
Anything you would like to add, as we kind of close, as far as whether you're a believer, a non-believer in watching this series and getting the word out about getting more people? I love that there's this goal of 1 billion people to get there.
We're getting there.
I have no doubt y'all will get there. None.
Yeah.
But what do you hope that people get away from it and then tell others to watch?
Yeah, I think it is this show that a lot of people have a misconception of it because it's a Christian show, that it is like other Christian shows, and it's not. It is something very different. It is, if you're a non-believer, like, you can watch this as a historical drama, and it is still just as exciting, and you can invest just as much emotion in the characters if you believe or not. It's beautiful storytelling, and it instills so much hope in our world that we need right now. But especially like for believers, like to see these characters that we know come to life. Yeah. And the reality and the historical accuracy and the historical context for all of this, it becomes something else, very living and very real, and it can inspire us to. It almost feels like there are these lessons for us to learn through the show of what love looks like, what compassion looks like, and forgiveness, and like how we can bring that into our own lives.
Love it. Yeah. Well, thank you. Keep doing a great job. More seasons. We're excited to see more. So I appreciate your time this morning.
Thank you.